Hey, um, considering I don't know a lot, I do actually, I really do, but Daddy just keeps coming up with more complexities, and I don't always know everything. I just know what he wants me to know. I'm going to stick with what I planned on. We're going back to the first chapter of the Mormons. Joseph Smith. Definite, definite good dude. Back then, cocaine, they didn't know to make it, well, so I think basically anything that you could do, it doesn't necessarily have to be illegal, you just have to have time to coach. The Native Americans used hallucinogens. They say, we do this to go to spirit world. Not everybody needs to go there. Not all of them come back. Yeah. True. I had to start at the beginning because this is where it all began for the Mormons. Yeah, well, there's actually more to it. It all goes back to God, doesn't it? But the Mormon Church began with Joseph Smith, and his whole family were those who had visions. And it takes a certain genetic structure to see things. I had friends when I was young, really young. I did LSD and mushrooms and pretty much everything. I didn't have to stick a needle in my arm. Wasn't gonna do that. But and mushrooms are, well, actually, you could get LSD in the old days by eating rye bread with some mold on it. And you said, man, I'm hungry. And it ain't that bad. They ate, the Mayflower, hardtack. You don't even know what hardtack is, probably. It's like unleavened bread with anything possibly also living on it, but it was your food too. And with all the gifts that is given us, we don't even think about that stuff. But I don't like mushrooms unless I know that eating them is going to take me to the spirit world. And semi far west, the Indians still have the privilege of, for the chosen few, to take peyote, to go to the spirit world and find out what they are missing while they're awake. Tripping is basically, when I was young, I would tell people, I used to be a dealer, before you do this, understand. You're going to be dreaming while you're awake, and not everything is real. And have a plan, and they didn't always follow me. I'm not talking about it. But I do tell you that, don't do it if you don't have some sort of leader. And even the Indians knew that. Daddy has ways of getting jobs done, and I guarantee you Daddy doesn't lose. He's eternal. You're not. But going back to Joseph Smith and his family, they had a tendency, evidently, and I'm not saying it actually happened. I can't say that Jonah actually was living inside of a whale's stomach with all that acid and all that stuff that would totally corrode and kill. But the storyline was Jonah was inside the belly of a whale for X amount of time. It worked. So you gotta understand Daddy. Daddy don't really care whether or not it's physically real. What he cares about is what it does inside your head. That's your brain, that's your soul. And he cares a lot about you, believe me. I shouldn't be doing this, of course. This is poison. It's a very slow poison. So is never having a chance to understand what truth is and how to be happy. Be the best you can be. You may never be better than a farmer, but I tell you what, if we didn't have farmers, none of that other stuff would exist. So, recommend. Everybody's got issues about everything. So I'm gonna shut up, but you know, Daddy don't lose. He already owns heaven. He intends to own, and I'll be long gone by the time he gets it done. The game. Remember I said Daddy said it'll be on earth as it was in heaven, and he said that long before I did. It takes a long time to do that, and you need a lot of players. And bottom line, darkness cannot send them back. If they lose, Daddy ain't letting them back. If you lose and you're on my side or Daddy's side, you do come back. And the Mormon Church is so hip on that. I love them for it. That Joseph Smith and his family might have found mushrooms useful in understanding the truth around them. It took hallucinogens to wake me up in the first place. When I was like 14 or 15, the first time I tripped, I apologized to everybody for being such a jerk. They're all like, what the fuck you talking about? I was like, well, I was not a nice person, but that's who you are. I said, that was who I was. And I have been transformed so many times. 2007 was the latest transformation. I'm trying not to piss off the Mormon Church because like I said in the tape, I do this stuff. I can do it without them. Don't want to. You know, that's why I'm starting with them. As best I can, I try to make logic of all that has happened. Understanding what I do about God. He's going to figure out a way. That's a fact. Oh, my stupidity as a servant. Yeah, we all do stupid things. Is what it is. But don't doubt that. I mean, you know, I was born too, and I'm looking at me, and I've always been a servant, so, you know, but as a human, 13, Daddy told me I'd be an old wizard. I was going to have that stuff that I really need, but I wasn't going to have it for another 30 years at 13. And I'm 44, so it's past 30 years. And I've always been patient because if I turn on Daddy, what do you think would happen to me? Well, we already know that Satan got kicked out, right? And I did say I was proud of the Mormons. I'm proud of everything that does good things. I'm very disgusted with those things that basically suck, and when there's nothing left, everything dies. That's not cool. Not at all. I don't even know how much time I got left, so I'm going to stop.